What's up, guys and gals? It's Caleb here from Game Glyph, and we're going to do a different kind of video. That's right, this video is not really intended to be funny, even though I can't help it. No, I'm just kidding. But this video is actually about informing you guys of some of my favorite YouTube video game channels. This video is dedicated to those who inspired me, but not limited to this top 10 list. This top 10 list is my top 10 list. This is all about the videos and the YouTube channel people that I like. And in my opinion, these guys are the best, and there are so many good ones. There's thousands of people doing this. Hell, I'm one of them. And I just thought it would be nice to not only pay tribute to those artists that inspired me to do what I do, but also to inform those who may not know about all of these. There's a lot of people on this list that you will have heard of, okay? There's some people that are on this list that you will probably not agree about being on this list or where they are on this list. But I do explain in some short detail. This is not the history and biography of each of these individuals. This is me just telling you who my favorite ones are in that order of top 10. So, thanks for watching and enjoy.
Number 10.
I know what you're thinking. 2 people for the price of 1. Are you cheating, Caleb? Yes, I am cheating. I love both of these guys so much, and they've actually inspired me a lot. Their humor is hilarious. They're very similar. Peanut Butter Gamer and Space Hamster. I don't know which one's more popular. I guess Peanut Butter Gamer I've heard of more, but Space Hamster is awesome. He really doesn't get enough attention. I mean, he gets way more play than I do. They're both part of that Hidden Block YouTube channel crew, which has a lot of really famous YouTubers on it. And these guys are very similar. I think they're even roommates. And I believe Jeff, who is Space Hamster, does a lot of the video editing. And Jeff, Space Hamster, tends to focus more on like weird top 10 lists, completely bizarre stuff you never expect. And Peanut Butter Gamer focuses a lot on Zelda reviews and Zelda stuff. They're both hilarious, and you should absolutely check them out. If you don't know about them, check them out. They are fantastic. Funny and silly and goofy. And again, I think they live together or something. They almost act like they're brothers. They're very, very similar. But I love their humor. They're a couple of the best, no doubt. That's why they deserve this spot together, because I couldn't do one without the other, because they're both, again, very similar. But I love them. Yay!
Number 9.
You know he has to be on here. That's right. Metal Jesus rocks. There couldn't even be a top 10 list without this guy. He's actually one of the nicest people on YouTube. You can communicate with him. He'll write you back. He does all kinds of different videos like hidden gems, top 10s, game reviews, let's plays. He even does like vinyl pickups, and he works with a lot of other great people on his channel. So his channel is not just about him. He's like the least narcissistic probably out of any YouTuber I've seen. He brings in guests all the time. One of my favorites is Reggie, Kinsey. They're all great. Circuits and Coffee. I mean, there's just some really, really great guests on his show. His show is very informative. It's very funny. And one of the most awesome things about this guy is that he used to work for Sierra, one of my favorite game companies of all time. And he was even in a Sierra game, not the most popular one, but it was Shivers 2. He was one of the members of the band that's in that game. But if you haven't heard of Metal Jesus Rocks, crawl out from underneath the rock, go to his channel and subscribe. He is definitely amazing and very informative and incredibly entertaining to watch. Another thing that's great about his channel is he doesn't just do console games. He actually does a lot of PC games. Considering that he worked for Sierra, he does a lot of big box PC collecting. Talks about some really good obscure games, and he's a huge Atari nut. So his channel is very diverse, has a good roster of characters that he brings on there. Very, very entertaining and enjoyable. Jason, Metal Jesus Rocks, you're an awesome dude, and I respect you greatly.
Number 8.
Oh, Jontron, you silly, funny bastard, you. I would put you way higher up on this list because you are definitely one of the most talented YouTubers out there. Your comedy is truly hilarious. You could talk about almost anything, and it's funny. But the biggest problem with you, buddy, is that you don't post enough videos. But your videos are incredibly high quality, so they are worth the wait. Now, I wish you would go back to reviewing more games and doing top 10 lists for games, even though you have done that a lot. He did a really awesome Star Wars series called Starcade. Freaking hilarious. He's got a bird, several birds apparently, Jacques. This guy has some of the craziest, most zany antics. He does songs. He is just insanely talented. He walks around the streets of New York harassing people. I know you know who Jontron is. If you don't, again, check this guy out. He is incredibly funny. He would be way up higher on my list if he would just post a little bit more.
Number 7.
Lord Carnage from Classic Game Reviews. This guy is one of my favorites simply because he is incredibly prolific. I mean, he really is on a quest to review every freaking game that's ever been done. He's even reviewed some games twice. And his collection is definitely awesome. He has a different style than the rest. He's very sincere. Like, he just talks about the games. He reviews it in his own way. Really, he just plays it and talks about it. And he's incredibly funny. I'm sure you've heard of him. Classic Game Review actually used to have its own show for a while, then he took it to YouTube. This guy is great. Really, you just need to check him out. He's not the funniest all the time, but I find him funny. His voice is great and really good to listen to. He does a great job capturing gameplay footage. And again, he has just reviewed so many different games. A lot of Sega games and even some newer games. Absolutely fantastic. Check out Lord Carnage, Classic Game Reviews.
Number 6.
Talking about PewDiePie. I know a lot of you guys love to hate this guy. I mean, how dare he have millions and millions of followers and millions of views. He has more followers than anybody in the world. He has more followers than, like, the president does, which is actually a good thing in this particular context. But, I mean, he literally has more followers than anybody else on YouTube. If you go to Google and type in YouTube, you will literally see his name, like, right below YouTube. He is that popular. And he posts several times a day. I know a lot of people love to hate this guy. He's Swedish. His name is Felix. He is a very funny dude, and I've been watching him for a long time, and I think he's only gotten better. He does, in my opinion, some of the best Let's Plays of horror games on YouTube, and again, he's very sincerely, naturally funny. Now, I know he says a lot of controversial things. Some people think he's a Nazi. He's not. He just literally says anything he wants because he got to power very young, and he deserves it. He's funny and brilliant in his own way, and I think that deep down inside, and, you know, you can watch his, like, video where he goes back home to Sweden and is with his family. He's actually probably a really good guy. He can't help it that he is just so popular and so funny. And his videos are great. I don't need to tell you that. I know you've heard of PewDiePie. I mean, my God, he's been on, like, every talk show you can think of and the cover of, like, every popular media magazine. PewDiePie is funny. Get over it.
Number 5.
This one may seem out of completely and absolutely nowhere, but it shouldn't. You need to know about this guy, 8-Bit Eric. Some people may know him from Game Chasers videos because he's been in those videos. He's been in a few collaboration videos with a few YouTube artists. 8-Bit Eric is freaking funny. Everything he says is funny. Every little shot he does is funny, and he actually does really good game reviews. He also seems like a really nice guy. He goes to a lot of Comic-Cons. He's really into what he does. He works really hard at his craft. He makes absolutely hilarious videos. There's really not much more you can say about 8-Bit Eric other than that he's great, and you should totally go to his channel and check him out.
Number 4.
Gamesack. One of the reasons why I wanted to make this list. These guys, out of everyone on the list, have a pretty low sub count. Not like that really matters because they don't care. Joe and Dave continuously make some of the best, most high-quality content on YouTube, and they are funny as shit. Their videos range from system reviews where they talk about the launch of a gaming system like the Sega Saturn and all of the launch games that came out with that. Very thorough reviews with absolutely wonderful humor. Some of the best quality game capturing I've ever seen. It doesn't hurt that Joe is like a video editing god or something. Everything they do is great. I never understood why these guys aren't way up there in sub count, like millions, because they are so funny. And their videos are so good and yet so informative. These guys are great. Gamesack is literally in the top 5 best video game YouTube channels that exist of all time. Period. I love them. And they know a lot about Green Dog.
Number 3.
Lazy Game Reviews, one of the best video game YouTube channels of all time. That's why he deserves to be number 3. That's right, Clint, you and your majestic Duke Nukem voice are just a breath of fresh air in this often stagnant pool of endless channels. Your editing style is unique. Your speaking cadence is very, very listenable. Your videos are highly informative. He does documentary-style videos about IBM, about all these amazing computer components, oddware, things you've never heard of. Does very thorough game reviews. Does pawn shop and thrift store pickup videos. This guy is so interesting. Clint, I love you, man. You are truly an inspiration to me. Your focus on retro PC games makes me feel like I'm not a complete weirdo because I'm very similar in that way. I'm really into it. I love your videos, and you have the most dope collection of big box PC games of anyone probably alive. I mean, you are probably sitting on a gold mine of games. Again, Lazy Game Reviews, I cannot express enough. His videos are so good, and his voice is so good to listen to, and he really does the best Duke Nukem impersonation of all time. That's right, Clint from Lazy Game Reviews. He knows how to kick ass and chew bubblegum at the same time.
Number 2.
Categorise. This guy, Jim Caddick, born in 1994, but a young buck. He is one of the main reasons I wanted to make this video because I want more people to know about this guy. He's in one of those humongous, large, groups on YouTube that's very famous and very well known. Hidden Block. He's British. He's got a great voice. He's nice to listen to. He really likes Abe's Odyssey and Abe's Exodus, and he's a big PlayStation 1 fan. I can watch this guy's videos endlessly. I have never seen someone so tirelessly edit their videos to such absolute perfection. He is unbelievably funny to listen to, and he has some crazy antics and some crazy hair sometimes, but who cares? He started out really young. His passion shows through just deeply. He has several different shows on his channel, like Caddy's Retrospective, where he talks about old games, Tinker Time, drive-through reviews. He does really fast reviews. He has an incredible speaking voice. Very funny. One of the funniest things I've ever seen is literally watching his videos. Like, he did this one of like LSD Dream. It is so funny to watch. I mean, this guy is literally one of the funniest people I've ever heard of. And I don't know why most people that I know that watch a lot of video game YouTube channels, they don't seem to know who he is. Maybe it's because he's British. I don't know. But Categoris, you, sir, are an inspiration to me. Like, you're one of the reasons why I want to do what I do. And I love your videos, man. I love you. I love your face. I love your voice. I love everything you do.
Number 1.
There would be no gaming YouTube community or universe without this juggernaut. James Rolfe, the angry video game nerd, is a freaking genius. This guy literally started out on his own website way before anybody else, and he did a couple reviews of games that was kind of a joke, and it became so popular, went so viral, that it became its own character, the angry video game nerd. He's got video games, he's got movies about him. This guy is a real filmmaker. I know you know who he is. And what's hilarious is I was watching this PewDiePie video recently, and he was literally saying that he was the reason why there is a video game YouTube community. I'm sorry, Felix. You were wrong, sir. You need to take it back a notch and pay homage to the genius that is James Rolfe. This guy and his buddies that tend to help him out with his videos, there's no one better on YouTube. He's one of the only people that you can go back and watch all of his videos again, and they are still so funny. The antics and the sets and the props and everything he does, brilliant. He's very inspired by B movies, and you can tell. Like, this guy went to film school. He's like a real filmographer. He's a real director, and his stories are in his videos. He's got continuity to what he's doing, and it's really bizarre. And he's got like the Joker. He's got freaking Jesus. He's got all this crazy stuff. He's very obscene. His language is definitely rough, not for kids, even though I'm sure kids love his videos. He's got poop and urine and shit pickles and just all kinds of madness. The Angry Video Game Nerd is the reason why I decided to do what I'm doing, like the quintessential reason. That is why he deserves to be number one. He deserves a trillion times more subs than he gets because he works so hard. He doesn't just review video games either. He actually reviews movies, and he did a series called Board Games where he plays board games and reviews board games as he's playing them. He does little short films. Again, he has a full-length movie called Angry Video Game Nerd, the movie, AVGN, the movie. He's got several games about it, which are actually really good. So if you don't know who Angry Video Game Nerd is, and even if you don't like video games, please check out this guy's channel because he is absolutely number one, the best. Thanks for watching, guys and gals, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Game Glyph will be back.